Lesson 27. Nothing to sell and nothing to buy. Can you guess what the text is about? It's not about going shopping. You'll know in a minute. Now please listen to the text with this question. What is the most important thing for a tramp? 对流浪汉来说，什么东西最宝贵？
It has been said that everyone lives by selling something. In the light of this statement, teachers live by selling knowledge, philosophers by selling wisdom, and priests by selling spiritual comfort. Though it may be possible to measure the value of material goods in terms of money, it is extremely difficult to estimate the true value of the services which people perform for us. There are times when we would willingly give everything we possess to save our lives, yet we might grudge paying a surgeon a high fee for offering us precisely this service. The conditions of society are such that skills have to be paid for in the same way that goods are paid for at a shop. Everyone has something to sell. Tramps seem to be the only exception to this general rule. Beggars almost sell themselves as human beings to arouse the pity of passers-by. But real tramps are not beggars. They have nothing to sell and require nothing from others. In seeking independence, they do not sacrifice their human dignity. A tramp may ask you for money, but he will never ask you to feel sorry for him. He has deliberately chosen to lead the life he leads and is fully aware of the consequences. He may never be sure where the next meal is coming from, but he is free from the thousands of anxieties which afflict other people. His few material possessions make it possible for him to move from place to place with ease. By having to sleep in the open, he gets far closer to the world of nature than most of us ever do. He may hunt, beg, or steal occasionally to keep himself alive. He may even, in times of real need, do a little work, but he will never sacrifice his freedom. We often speak of tramps with contempt and put them in the same class as beggars. But how many of us can honestly say that we have not felt a little envious of their simple way of life and their freedom from care?
So now let's come back to the question. What is the most important thing for a tramp? His freedom is the most important. 这篇课文呢分为两段，第二段才谈到了 tramps。但是第二段的第一句话就告诉了我们为什么第一段是必要的。The sentence is, "The tramps seem to be the only exception to this general rule." 第一段其实讲的就是这个 general rule。第一段的第一句话就开宗明义 It has been said that everyone lives by selling something. 最末一句呢又重申 Everyone has something to sell. 第二段其实就是解释为什么 tramps are an exception to this rule. It explains how they are different from all of us, especially beggars. Okay, now let's look at some language points. It has been said that everyone lives by selling something. Live by doing something means to keep alive by doing something. 课文后边呢出现了这个 keep somebody alive 的用法。He may hunt, beg, or steal occasionally to keep himself alive. 这两个词组的意思都是求生。那么这句话如果用 live by doing 这个词组来表达，就变成 He may live by hunting, begging, or stealing occasionally. In the light of this statement, teachers live by selling knowledge, philosophers by selling wisdom, and priests by selling spiritual comfort. In the light of means considering, because of, 就是鉴于这种说法或者根据这种说法。 Look at this example. In the light of recent accidents, we are reconsidering our decision. 由于最近的事故，我们再重新考虑决定。By selling spiritual comfort, spiritual 精神上的，课文后边出现了物质上的这个形容词 material. It may be possible to measure the value of material goods in terms of money. In terms of means according to. 意思就是如果按照金钱来衡量的话。Look at this example. In terms of customer satisfaction, the policy should not be criticized. 如果从让顾客满意的角度来讲，这个政策并没有什么可批评的。Estimate the true value of services. Estimate means to evaluate. Notice it's not necessarily objective or exact. 估计，那么它自然不一定客观或者准确。Look at this example. It is difficult to estimate how many deaths are caused by passive smoking each year. 很难估算出来每一年由被动吸烟造成的死亡究竟有多少。The services which people perform for us. Perform 在这里的意思其实就是 do, 但是它比 do 要更为书面、更为正规。表示这层含义的时候呢，它经常跟这些宾语 perform an operation, perform an experiment, or perform a function. For example, computers can perform many different tasks. 电脑呢可以完成很多任务。There are times when we would willingly give everything we possess to save our lives. There are times when means there are occasions when. That is, sometimes. 有的情形下，有时。For example, there are times when I wish I didn't have a job. 有的时候我真希望自己并没有一个工作。Grudge paying a surgeon a high fee. Grudge doing something means be unwilling to do something. 不愿意做什么事情，不情愿做什么。For example, I really grudge paying for such poor service. 我真不情愿为这么差的服务而付钱。Offering us precisely this service. Precisely here means exactly. It is used to emphasize this service, the service of saving our lives. 用 precisely 是用来强调。Look at this example. Whenever I tell him what to do, he does precisely the opposite. 当我让他做什么的时候，他偏偏不这么做。The conditions of society are such that skills have to be paid for. Are such that 这里的 such 用作代词，它指代的呢是由 that 引导的这个从句，就是技术必须要付钱来买这件事情。Look at more examples. The nature of his job was such that he had to tell no one about it. 他的工作性质就是这样，他不能告诉任何人。His manner was such as to offend everyone around him. 所以呢 such 后边也可以加上 as to do something. 他的举止行为呢就是这样，以至于冒犯了身边的每一个人。Skills have to be paid for in the same way that goods are paid for at a shop. 比较两个东西的相同之处，如果需要用从句来表达的话，就可以用 in the same way that. 课文后边还出现了这句话 We often speak of tramps with contempt and put them in the same class as beggars. 如果相同之处是一个名词，就可以用 the same as 来表达。Now look at one more example. Teachers live by selling knowledge in the same way that philosophers live by selling wisdom. 这里呢，共同点是一个从句 所以使用 in the same way that 来表达。Tramps seem to be the only exception to this general rule. Exception to a rule, 例外。The pronunciation of this word is an exception to the rule. 意思就是这个词的发音是读音规则的一个例外。Beggars almost sell themselves as human beings to arouse the pity of passers-by. Arouse 引起，它呢经常跟表达情感的宾语连用。Arouse interest 引起兴趣。Arouse fear 引起恐惧。Arouse anger or dislike. For example, his behavior was arousing the interest of his neighbors. 他的行为呢正在引起他的邻居的注意。In seeking independence, seek means look for, but it's more formal than look for. 它呢比 look for 要更正规一些。For example, this is the time for the new graduates to seek jobs. 现在呢正好是新毕业生找工作的时间。He has deliberately chosen to lead the life he leads. Deliberately means intentionally, 特意的。Choose to do something means to decide to do something. 选择做什么事情或者决定做什么事情。For example, I chose to ignore his rudeness. 意思就是 I deliberately ignored his rudeness. 我决定对他的粗暴不予理睬。He is fully aware of the consequences. Be aware of 这个中间呢，经常可以加 fully 或者 perfectly 的副词来表示程度。对什么事情意识，既可以用 be aware of 后边加上名词来表达，也可以后边跟上一个由 that 引导的从句。For example, most of the smokers are perfectly aware of the dangers of smoking. 这句话如果要后边接用 that 引导的从句，就可以表达为 Most of the smokers are perfectly aware that smoking is dangerous. He is free from the thousands of anxieties which afflict other people. Be free from means be without. 意思就是流浪汉并没有其他人会受到困扰的那些愁事儿。它后边经常跟这样的词 be free from disease 并没有生什么病 be free from difficulty 没有困难 be free from obligations 没有义务。Afflict other people. Afflict means to make somebody suffer, either physical disease or mental problem. 这个 afflict 经常可以指身体的疾病，或者是精神上的一个问题对人的折磨。这是一个比较正规的词。Look at this example. The disease mainly afflicts men between 35 to 45 years old. 这种疾病主要发生在35岁到45岁之间的男人身上。Move from place to place with ease. With ease means without difficulty. 轻易的。Give you one more example. She won the competition with ease. 她轻而易举的就赢得了比赛。Having to sleep in the open. In the open means outdoors, 在室外或者露天的。Look at this example. It feels good to be in the open after working in the office all day. 在办公室工作了一天之后呢，觉得在室外待着非常舒服。We often speak of tramps with contempt. Contempt 意思是鄙视，这是名词形式。它的形容词形式是 contemptuous. Contemptuously is the adverb. With contempt actually means How many of us can honestly say that we have not felt a little envious of their simple way of life? Feel envious of 或者 be envious of 对什么东西表示羡慕。那么 be jealous of also means that we want something that other people have. 但是 be jealous of 强调一种对对手的恶意。它的名词形式是 envy， 动词形式同样是 envy。Their freedom from care， 这里的 care 不是关心的意思 ，it means worry. So here means that they don't have to worry about anything. Look at this example. You look as if you have all the cares of the world on your shoulders. 这是日常生活中你经常会听到的一种说法，意思就是你似乎在为全世界操心。这篇课文中有几处出现了省略，另外有几处呢又出现了重复。我们知道省略的目的是为了避免重复，那么为什么作者选择在有的地方重复，有的地方又省略呢？我们来看看这几个句子。Teachers live by selling knowledge, philosophers by selling wisdom, and priests by selling spiritual comfort. 这里句子的成分 by selling 是一样的，所以动词 live 就可以省略。By having to sleep in the open, he gets far closer to the world of nature than most of us ever do. 这句话如果不省略，就会说成 He gets far closer to the world of nature than most of us ever get. 使用的动词 get 相同，所以可以省略。这几句话中呢，又出现了重复。The conditions of society are such that skills have to be paid for in the same way that goods are paid for at a shop. 这里呢，因为使用的助动词的语法结构不同，一个是 have to be paid， 一个是 are paid for， 所以不能省略。Look at this sentence. He has deliberately chosen to lead the life he leads. 这里也出现了重复，但是是为了表达一种强调，他过着他过的那种生活。It emphasizes that he has deliberately chosen to lead such a life. 这句话当中 He may hunt, beg, or steal occasionally to keep himself alive. He may even, in times of real need, do a little work, but he will never sacrifice his freedom. 我们看到作者重复了 he may， 又把 occasionally 换了一个说法，变成 in times。最后一句说 but he will never sacrifice his freedom. 英文中把这种结构叫做 parallelism， 一种排比句式。He may do this, he may do that, but he will never do this. 那么强调的重点是 his freedom is the most important thing. Now finally, let's come back to the content of the text. In a sense, our text is trying to free us from stereotypes. Stereotype 就是指习惯性的或者模式化的思维方式。It first surprises us by defining our social relationship as one of buying and selling. 课文的一开头呢，就非常让人吃惊，他把我们的社会关系定义为买卖关系。That's quite a radical view. 然后呢，我们又通常习惯把流浪汉和乞丐混为一谈。The author tells us, beggars sell their dignity, while tramps never sacrifice it. In this sense, tramps are romanticized. 所以说呢，作者其实是美化了流浪汉这个形象。这个呢也并不偶然，其实在西方文学作品中有很多主人公就是一个流浪汉的形象。这些形象呢也具有一些共同的特点，比如说 they are free from social conventions and they're free from material constraints. 他们摆脱了社会的习俗，而且可以不受物质的羁绊。And they also represent a simple lifestyle. 他们身上也代表了一种简单的生活方式。还有像我们课文中说的 ，They are closer to nature. 他们呢更加接近自然。At the end of the text, the author said, all of us might feel envious of the tramp's lifestyle. 我们为什么没有勇气去选择这种自由呢？作者没有告诉我们，也许是说 there's a price for freedom as well, which might be more expensive than the relationship of buying and selling. Right, so much on the topic. See you next time.